I mean, my attic was terrible in the house where I grew up. It was, in fact, my granddad, he was the only one allowed to go to the attic. Because it was his house.
Oh.
So he made sure we all know it was his house. So the attic was off limits.
Was he Bluebeard? Your granddad was-
So not even can you imagine, not even my dad or my uncle who lived in the same house. He's telling off his 40-year-old sons. He's like, no, you can't go there. The attic, you can't go to the attic.
You don't want to see all the dead wives.
There was nothing there. It's just like lots of like that little yellow sponge. Loads of rats. Oh my god, so many rats. Rats everywhere. All other sort of beasts. Bears. Mountain lions.
That's why kids, you can't go, it's too dangerous. You know?
It was Narnia there.
Imagine we're sitting
Once
here and a bear attacks me.
You open the door, a fucking lion. Roof.
I told you, son.
So for some reason, he would go there like maybe twice a year. It was his thing.
To count the rats?
He had a special ladder that was just for the attic. He would go up there. He would wear his blue uniform, work uniform. And he'd do something. He'd go in with a hammer and some toolbox. And you'd hear him bang. And he's like, oh, I was doing something. And then he'd go back down.
Oh, interesting. So it was like a safe space, like a man
so.
cave?
I think because he was from a generation where safe space doesn't exist in the vocabulary.
Yeah.
So he didn't know how to put it in words.
Oh.
No, but his actual safe space was his mistress in Serbia. That was his safe space.
I like that. It was a nice punchline.
But we found out very late. We found out after he passed away.
That's the way you want it to be.
Well, we had our suspicions, my uncle first, because he started asking, he'd say, oh, I'm going to visit some relatives because he was from Serbia, from a small village, right across the border. Because my town is like 7 kilometers from the border.
Oh.
You can walk to Serbia.
Oh.
Literally. So you go, oh, I'm going to visit some relatives. And then he'd ask my uncle for his suit. And my uncle would be like, oh, why are you suiting up? Why are you carrying flowers? Yeah, like a bouquet of flowers.
And condoms.
Dad? Come on. And then, so they didn't want to say anything. But then when he passed away, they obviously went to the village, my uncle and my dad, to kind of be with the relatives and inform them if they haven't heard this. And they were like, oh, by the way, did my dad had like... They were like, oh, yeah, she was seeing Elena just down the road there. And she passed away as well, apparently, a year after that. And then they debated whether to tell my grandma, whether does it matter, does it not matter? And they did. My dad told her, and my grandma was just like, I think she said something like wanker. And then she died.
Wanker.
So that is that generation in a nutshell.
Wow. I mean, you know what, this sort of tell or not tell her, like in a way, on one hand, you don't want to sort of maybe break their heart and stuff like that, right? Like,
yeah.
On the other hand, if they have suspicions, I think it's fair for them to know that they weren't going crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's also very fair, like for them to find out, so at least they know that their instincts were right as well. So I don't know what's bigger evil. What do you think?
I think my grandma knew.
Well, that's the thing, right?
And I think my grandma knew, and I think if someone was to say it, then she would have to get upset because, oh, well, now other people know. But I think deep down she knew. And she wasn't questioning it. I think it's more of like she knew and she was ready to let it go as long as he was being careful. It was that type of a...
Like, yeah. Don't embarrass anybody, sort of keep it...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my granddad had a big mouth. Well, Christmas come around, he'd have a few drinks, and he'd come up and tell me, marriage sucks. I haven't had sex in 10 years, and this and that.
Well, that's not true because of Elena. Or she was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, in marriage, but also they were both in their 70s. So I'm like, well, you shouldn't expect that. But then his philosophy was like, well, he came from the generation of men and was like, oh, if it gets up, then you have to use it. It was that type of a thing.
You don't want to be around him in the morning.
No!